All rise. Judge Vanderbilt Court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1020, Jenkins case. Judge, both parties have been sworn.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay, Ms. Harrison,
Yes.
you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
I am here today to request child support and back pay for my 2-year-old daughter.
Okay. And where is Dad?
That's a really good question. I'm wondering the same myself.
I mean, me too. It looks like he was served to be here today.
Yep.
So we can just continue without him.
Okay.
Okay. Do you know how much Dad makes? Do you have any financial information on him whatsoever?
I know he definitely makes over $100K a year.
Okay. And what does he do for a living?
He's a neurosurgeon.
Neurosurgeon, all right. Do you have an exact...
All right, folks, get ready. Today we're diving into the Harrison case, where Miss Harrison is fighting for child support and back pay for her 2-year-old daughter. But here's the twist. The child's father, a well-paid neurosurgeon, didn't even bother to show up in court, despite being properly served. Bold move? Maybe. Smart move? Definitely not. The judge isn't letting his absence slow things down and moves forward without hesitation. Miss Harrison claims he makes over $130,000 a year, but hasn't contributed a single cent to their child's care. With the judge preparing to calculate what he owes, this case is turning into a legal showdown. Let's see how it unfolds.
Amount of, what's the word I'm looking for? Do you know how long he's been a neurosurgeon?
About at least 7 years.
7 years, okay. And you said he makes over 100. Do you have an exact number that he makes?
If I had to guesstimate, I would say about 130.
130? That's about average?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And did you do any research to see if that was like customary for somebody who's been a neurosurgeon for all that time? Or is that like entry?
I think that's about average, so it definitely could be higher.
Okay. So we'll just base it at that then.
Okay.
Okay. And then you say you're requesting back pay.
Yes.
For the past 2 years, he hasn't provided anything?
That's correct.
Hi guys, I hope you're enjoying the show. My name is Vonda Bailey and I'm a licensed attorney in the state of Texas, and I handle matters that are related to child support, child custody, divorce, and adoption. So if you need help in any one of those areas, please feel free to give me a call. Anything?
That's correct.
Okay. Did your daughter go to daycare or anything like that?
Yes, but I provide health care and daycare for my daughter.
Thank you for saying that. How much is health care?
That is about $125.
$125?
Monthly, yes.
Okay. And the $125, is that for your daughter only, or is that for you as well?
Daughter only.
Okay.
Miss Harrison takes the stand with confidence, laying out her case in detail. She stresses that the father, a practicing neurosurgeon, earns around $130,000 a year, more than enough to provide financial support for their daughter. Yet, despite his high income, he has completely avoided his financial duties as a parent. Miss Harrison explains that she has been covering all expenses on her own, including crucial costs like healthcare and daycare, without a dime from him. The judge listens carefully, noting the significant financial gap between the two. Her testimony is powerful, painting a clear picture of a mother fighting for what her child rightfully deserves. With each statement, the case gains momentum, pushing toward an unavoidable ruling.
See, so we're going to do some calculations here. Does he have any other children?
Yes, he has 2 other children.
2 other children. Okay, so based on 16%, and he will have to reimburse you the $125 back.
Okay.
Per month for the child. He's not here to dispute or say anything different, so it'll be based on the testimony that you provide, assuming of course that you're being honest about what the numbers are. Based on 130, roughly about 130, I have his gross at $11,333 a month, which brings his net to $8,550. Reimbursement for the $125 health insurance child support amount comes out to $1,485. Now you said you want back child support. Are you asking for that for the past 24 months since your daughter has been born, or?
Yes.
Okay.
He's been in and out of the picture, but not financially, and I truly believe parenting it takes both sides to be there, so.
I mean, correct. I just wasn't sure if you were asking from the date of birth or it was a certain number of months that you were looking for.
Yeah, 24 months.
24 months, okay. So, 1,485 at the past 24 months is $35,640 a month. So what we'll do, because that number is so high, is add $500 for the back pay.
My name's Naru Witherspoon. I'm an attorney and I'm licensed in Illinois, Texas, and Missouri. I handle cases for families all over the nation. And I want to talk to you about Vonda Bailey. Vonda Bailey is a family law attorney and she handles high-profile, high-net-worth cases. If you're listening to this message and you're a high-value individual, a high-profile individual, you must give Vonda Bailey a call. What does that mean? If you have properties, if you have assets, if you have 401k plans, compensation packages that are complex, I want you to give Vonda Bailey a call. Vonda Bailey, she's an amazing attorney. She might be expensive, but it's worth it. Give Vonda Bailey a call.
The judge wastes no time, carefully calculating the father's child support obligation based on his estimated $130,000 annual income. Taking into account necessary expenses, healthcare costs, and the fact that he has 2 other children, the judge reaches a decision. He must pay $1,485 per month in child support. But Ms. Harrison isn't done. She also demands back pay for the last 24 months, and the judge grants it without hesitation. To cover the $35,640 owed, an extra $500 per month is added to his regular payments. Since the father failed to appear in court, he loses the chance to dispute these calculations. The judge enters a default order, making the ruling final. This case is a clear example of how ignoring a court summons can lead to serious financial consequences, with no way out.
Pretty much after the $35,640 is paid off, the $500 that you will be receiving additionally will go back down to the $1,485. So $1,485 plus $500, that brings your monthly obligation, well, his monthly obligation that you will receive for the child to $1,985. Okay? And that obligation will start on the 1st of next month, and once the withholding order and everything goes to his employer, you'll receive that amount every month. Okay? Now, he has the right to come back and dispute that if he believes the amount is incorrect, but today, because he didn't show up, I'm going to go ahead and enter a default.
Okay.
Okay? Do you have any other questions?
Just one quick question. If my number is lower and it turns out that he does with you more, is that number going to change?
That's a great question, and yes, it will change.
Okay.
Unless he can, like I said, if he can bring in something that shows differently, and if he brings in any financial documents that shows that it's higher, his child support will be raised.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, if there's nothing further, you are dismissed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Before closing the case, the judge clarifies an important point. The father does have the right to challenge the ruling in the future, but only if he can provide solid proof that his income is different from the court's estimate. Until then, the decision stands, and Ms. Harrison will receive $1,985 per month, including the repayment for back pay. The judge takes this moment to issue a strong warning. Skipping court doesn't make legal obligations disappear. Ignoring a summons can lead to serious financial and legal consequences. Courts don't wait for no-shows, and neither does justice. As the case wraps up, Judge Werby drives home the key takeaway. The father's absence didn't protect him. It only made things worse. The court still ruled in Miss Harrison's favor, proving that avoiding legal proceedings is never a winning strategy. Once you've been served, showing up isn't optional. The system is designed to ensure that children receive the financial support they deserve. Whether it's personal disputes or legal principles, the message is clear. You can dodge the courtroom, but you can't escape the consequences.